When you say 60, that's misleading when people hear that number because they think 60% enrichment and 90% is what you need for a weapon. Actually, 90% of the work it takes to get to weapons-grade enrichment is getting to 60. Once you're at 60, you're 90% of the way there. You are, in essence, a threshold nuclear weapons state, which is what Iran basically has become. They are at the threshold of a nuclear weapon. If they decided to do so, they could do so very quickly. If they stockpile enough of that 60% enriched, they could very quickly turn it into 90 and weaponize it. That's the danger we face right now. That's the urgency here. That's why Israel feels urgency about it, and that's why we feel urgency about it, but not just us. Throughout the Gulf region, no country in the region wants Iran to have a nuclear weapon. And you also talk about not just a weapon. They have long-range missiles that they can deliver those weapons to. This is a very grave risk. And they are enriching at that level, and they're openly doing it, by the way. In fact, their Congress, their legislative branch, actually passed a law requiring them to enrich at a certain level because JCPOA, the Obama deal with Iran, was canceled. So this is a critical moment. The president has made it a priority, and now people understand the urgency here because they are fairly close, too close for comfort to a nuclear weapon. We have to roll that back one way or another, and we hope it's peacefully and through the process of negotiation.
I call it TDS, and a lot of people think that's Trump Derangement Syndrome. Right. It's Tariff Derangement Syndrome.
Right, the next stage.
The next stage. Yeah. A lot of Democrats are in favor of tariffs, but now that President Trump is leading the charge, they can't be. So they call them the Trump tariffs. All these predictions have just been baseless and a flop, and nobody wants to admit it. Nobody wants to admit it. That the CPI, the PPI were both 0.1% last month. The cumulative was the best number since 2020. The month before that was the best number since 2021. We haven't had a recession. As a matter of fact, the economy is very strong. Household income growth was 0.7 or 0.8% in April. For 1 month, that's out of the park.
In the past year, we've seen an erosion of a decades-long taboo in Iran on discussing nuclear weapons in public, likely emboldening nuclear weapons advocates within Iran's decision-making apparatus. Iran's enriched uranium stockpile is at its highest levels and is unprecedented for a state without nuclear weapons.
The Republican bill is a twofer. It cuts access to health care for millions of Americans, for babies, for people with disabilities, for seniors living in nursing homes, and is a giant giveaway to billionaires. Republicans get it both.
Iran was very close to nuclear capability. And President Trump has been crystal clear throughout his career in politics by saying that Iran can never have nuclear weapons. They would use it against Israel immediately, and they would use it against the U.S. if they could. So it had to be stopped. And I think most of the people in the world who think in common sense terms applaud that. The president wants peace in the region. He does not want to be a wartime president. But we have to protect our country, our citizens, and that's what this is about.